Hi there, welcome to today's painting tutorial. In this episode, we're going to paint some lilacs with acrylic paint. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a size 0 round brush. And let's take some burnt umber. I'm going to go ahead and outline some areas of the sketch. And if you would like to paint along with me, you can just find the link to this sketch in the description below. Just putting in some initial dark layers. There's some branches. And I'm thinking about where the shadows are. And also thinking about some outlining to keep the shape of our sketch. Okay, so now I want to put in some of these kind of darker values, carefully going around some of the flowers. And there's kind of two bunches here of the lilac. There's one flower going this way and then another going out to the left. So you could put in a few kind of branches, sort of going in those directions. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add a little bit of color. So I'm going to take another 0 round brush. Let's take some of this Zinc white, which is a good mixing white. I'm going to add a little bit of this magenta into the white. So I want this to be pretty transparent. I'm going to take some flow medium and add that in there. I could also take some glazing medium. And then let's add just a few little spots here. Let's kind of fill in some of those flower shapes. This can be pretty loose and abstract as well. So we want it to be a little bit impressionistic in the background. And then we'll make a few of the flowers really nice and detailed. Okay, so now let's make another color. So I'll take a little bit of this purple. This is just a standard purple. I'll take a glaze medium and some of that zinc white. And then let's go ahead and put that on the flower in the background on the left side. Should be fairly transparent, so you should be able to see the sketch through it. And again, you can be pretty loose with this one. This layer is just kind of a base layer. And this color is a lot cooler and this pink is a lot warmer. So the cooler flower should recede towards the background. That'll give us a sense of depth. Okay, so now we'll just take this straight. Let's actually maybe switch brushes. So I have a round brush that is just kind of short, and that'll help us get some nice shapes. So kind of a circular shape. And let's take just straight purple paint. And then that is going to give us a much darker value. Go ahead and add some spots. So I'm trying to go around the outlines that I kind of made for the flowers and put this more in the background. because we can put a little bit more detail into those. Okay, and then on the other side, go ahead and take a straight magenta. And we can do some dots with this. It's giving us a nice variety of change in value, some light and dark. And it would also be fun to kind of mix the two colors together. So you could experiment with that a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and let that layer dry. And while that's drying, let's work on some of the leaves. So I'm gonna take the round brush and let's take some of this dark green and add some darker color with this green. This is it's kind of a hooker's green or a darker evergreen color. Gonna add that along the stem. And I'm not gonna complete my strokes. I want it to be skipping a little bit, and that can just give you a nice abstract painterly appearance. Okay, so now let's switch brushes. So I have a 1/4 inch angle brush. And I'm gonna take a little bit more of this dark green, put that in there. So this brush is really great for painting leaves. So I recommend that you get one of these brushes and practice with it if you like to paint a lot of flowers like I do. We'll add more green to the leaves. And if the paint is a little bit wet, it can kind of mix together wet on wet. And this angle brush is really great because it helps you get right into those pointy edges and those curves at the same time. Can go over the dark area, and that's still going to show through. And you can think about your values with the leaves. You can think about your cools and your brights. Kind of put those cooler colors back in shadow and move them back into space. So I'll add a little bit more green here. Maybe this one is in more of a shadow. And then those colors can blend together nicely. Could add a little bit of flow medium if you want the blending effect to be more present. And then I might take some of this light green and add a little bit of that in there. Okay, so then our other areas of the painting should have been drying. We'll take this shorter round brush, and then let's take some of this pastel color, pastel purple, and then this is where you want to kind of fill in the areas of the sketch where those shapes are of the individual flowers. And this round brush really helps you to quickly cover the space. And very easily, I'm just getting pretty much the same shape of the petals with the brush. So try to choose the correct shape of your brush for what you're trying to paint, and that can make things go easier for you. And follow this sketch because I tried to put a variety of different shapes in there. One of the mistakes people make when trying to paint lilacs is they make all of the flower shapes look the same, and they don't think about perspective. And the perspective is going to give you different angles of the flowers. Okay, so you might want to go in and kind of add some more areas, kind of fill in some spaces that you think might need to be filled in. And you can also kind of step back at this stage and see if there's anything that you might want to adjust. I'm going to take a little bit more green and add kind of a stem going over here. And then I'll take some of this lighter green and add that in. It's just a little too bright. Okay, so now we will take, so you could let this dry if you wanted to. And we'll take a size 0 round brush. So let's mix some of this burnt umber and mix it in with this magenta color. Okay, and then see if you can use that to carefully go around some of these flowers. So we're going around the border, and that's going to make them pop. You can also put a black dot in the center, or a brown dot rather. And this contrast is just going to help these really stand out and also come forward in the painting. Pause the video if you would like, take your time, and try to go around every flower that we painted in this pastel purple color. Okay, and for a final touch, I'm going to take a little bit of this green paint, and I'm just going to put a couple dots to look like this leaf is kind of dripping. Going to add a little bit more detail in the center of the leaves as well. Then just make sure everything is well connected. Okay, and that's it. So we will call this painting complete. I hope you get a chance to paint along with me. Please like and subscribe for more painting tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.